Hi guys, welcome back to your mat today for another Vinyasa Flow practice with me, Amy. Just make sure you have everything around you that you might need. I always recommend a couple of blocks. If you have a blanket, if you like to elevate the hips, then go ahead and grab one of those. If you like a bolster for the more restorative end of the practice, then see if you have a cushion if you're at home, or if you have a bolster, then go ahead and grab that and have that near. Maybe you like to set your space with candlelight or incense, and maybe music serves you as well. So make sure you have everything around you to begin your practice. And then I want to talk today thematically a little bit about Shakti. Shakti is a Kundalini energy. It is a feminine divine force that is said to run through everything in the universe. And in us, we can feel it flow through the base of the spine. So our connection to the earth, the root chakra, is really important in accessing our Shakti energy. And I just wanted to read you a little passage from this book. It's called Rise, Sister Rise, all about, it's called A Guide to Unleashing the Wise Wild Woman Within. But this practice is not solely for the feminine among us. I believe that everyone has the ability to access this creative power within them. So obviously our male friends are welcome too. So we each have within us a power, a sacred, creative, feminine force that wants to flow free. Awake in some, dormant in others, always waiting to uncoil and rise. A life force that is in all things in the universe. Shakti is the primal spiritual energy located at the base of the spine, often referred to as Kundalini Shakti, and likened to a coiled snake. Once activated and awakened, it instinctively rises, weaving and spiraling its way up the spine through each of the chakras to the crown of the head and beyond. We can either surrender to the same mysterious feminine force, Shakti, that controls the spinning of the planets, the tides, and the seasons, or we can continue to struggle and fight and rely on our own separate strength. The choice is ours. So today, I want us to choose intentionally to join with this force, this energetic force that we can access through our practice as it floods its way up through our body, through the spine, from the root to the tip. So keep that in mind as we practice together today. And come into a comfortable seat, Sukhasana, with the ankles under the knees. If Sadasthasana serves you better, ankles stacked one in front of the other. You can bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana, or if it serves you more to extend the feet out forwards, then please feel free to go ahead and do that. So come into a comfortable seat. Just gently walking the hips towards the back of the room so you can feel your sitting bones connected to the ground. You can feel your spine rising up out of your pelvis, through the back of the neck and up through the crown of the head. So an ever so slight tuck of the chin just to feel that length through the back of the spine. So we're sitting up tall. Roll the shoulders down and back. Maybe adjusting the placement of the head, and then eventually closing the eyes. And before we come into our stillness, just ever so slightly rocking backwards and forwards. Just rolling over that central point and gradually lessening the length of those rocks and allowing your body to tell you when you land right in the middle, where there's no tilt or tip of the pelvis. Into stillness. And then focusing all your attention, your awareness, and your energy on the point where your body, the root of your body, meets the earth. And see if you can already feel that exchange of energy from your being down and from the universe, the core, the center of this planet, up into your body. Imagine it. Give it a color. Give it a flow. Perhaps it's water, perhaps it's fire. start to expand the breath. Elongating the inhale, taking it all the way down into the root, into the belly, the pelvic bowl. Expanding in that area, letting go of abdominal muscles at the moment, and just allowing the breath to fill you up. And allowing the exhale to match the length of the inhale, modulating the expulsion of the breath. Allowing yourself now to imagine that energy, that fire, that water, that earth, that air to spiral around the spine as the air rushes in and out of the body, and start to give it a focus, the Vinyasa Flow breath, the Ujjayi breath, by lightly constricting the back of your throat, breathing in and out just through your nose, giving your breath a sound, a voice, a texture. Becoming solely focused on this world inside of your body. It's full of energy, just waiting to be awakened. Without really bringing any directed movement into the body just yet, just start to feel a little bit of activation in different areas. Maybe you stretch the fingertips and spread them wide. Maybe you press the palms of the hands down on tops of the thighs. Maybe that allows you to feel a stronger connection between your sitting bones and the earth. Perhaps you press the shoulders down or lift them all the way up towards the ears. Just start to coil and tighten the muscles and release them on the out breath, and just feel your body begin to come alive in this practice. Good. A couple more breaths, just feeling the spread. Maybe the ankles and the toes get involved here. The sides of the foot pressing into the earth. Come alive, come alive. And on our next in-breath, take all of that energy up, flutter the eyelids open, and reach the arms up and over the head. And then turn the body to the left. Take the left hand behind the sacrum. The right hand comes to land on the outside of the left thigh. Breathe in, lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Make sure you don't take that right hip around the corner when you press down all the time through the sitting bones. If you start to feel any natural adjustments, clicks happening in the spine, that's good. That's the body resetting itself, coming into alignment. Good. One more breath in here. And exhale. Good. On your inhale, turn your gaze over your front right shoulder. And then exhale, tilt the right ear towards the right shoulder. So there's a real awareness now in the left side of the neck. Same thing, pressing down through that right sitting bone. Good. One more inhale to right the head. Exhale, unravel the body. Good. Let it uncoil. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the right this time. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand behind the sacrum. Good. Pressing down through the left hip. Hips remain even. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. And breathe out. Twist a little deeper. You can use that left hand to kind of pull yourself as much as is comfortable and available in your body around the corner. Good. One more inhale here. Turn your gaze towards your left shoulder. And then exhale, tilt the left ear towards that left shoulder. Feel the energy through the right side of the neck. Good. Nice. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, right the head. Exhale, unravel the spine. Breathe in. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands down the midline. Thumbs come towards the sternum, pressing into the breastbone. Closing the eyes one more time. We'll take a breath in together in just a moment. And on the exhale, we'll chant Om together to connect our practice from wherever we are. So take a full exhale out. Inhale all the way down into the pelvic bowl. Breathing in and out to let it settle. Allow those vibrations of that chant to tingle in the body. Everything we do today, just feeling the energy that it creates within our human systems. Good. And then opening the eyes, coming onto your hands and knees. Bringing the knees right underneath the hips and the hands, the wrists right underneath the shoulders. Spreading the fingertips wide, pressing the weight down through the heels of the hands all the way to the fingertips, spreading the toes, tops of the feet, engaged with the earth. Good. Engagement now in the abdomen, so pulling the belly in just ever so slightly so that we become a little more active in the solar plexus chakra. The determination, the willpower turns on. Take a full breath in, lengthen the crown of the head forwards. Once again, the back of the neck breathing open towards the sky or the ceiling, and the tailbone reaches back. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, push the back body towards the sky or the ceiling. Open the shoulder blades, push that central vertebrae towards the sky, and then on your inhale, you drop the belly, let it go, lift the tailbone, let the heart rise through the gate of the shoulders and lift your gaze. And on your exhale, traveling back through that articulation of the spine, so important to our lumbar, our thoracic health, our respiratory system, support. Good, so moving through the cat and the cow transition as many times as it needs in your body to feel a little awake. You might start to feel some of the tightness in your muscles before you feel them expand. So breathe into that. Notice where you need a little more and where you need a little less. Good. Coming back into a neutral spine, we're going to extend the left foot towards the back of the mat. Leave the toes on the mat for a second. Take a full breath in here. Spread the toes. And then exhale, press through that left heel so you can feel the stretch through the left calf muscle. Good, and all the way up through to that left shoulder. So there's a long line of energy from shoulder through the side of the body, the hip, down the leg to the heel. Good, inhale, come back into alignment. Lift that left leg up off of the ground, hips facing the earth, and then draw the left knee in towards the left shoulder. And then you're going to start to create some circles around, some rotation, just to bring some lubrication into that hip. And then you might find yourself leaning over to the right a little bit there. Come back into the center as much as possible. Activate your core muscles to try to make that happen. Just one more circle here, and then placing the left knee back down on the mat. Wag your tail. And exhale. That rhymed. And then send the right toes towards the back of the mat. Full breath in. Spread your toes. Exhale, push through the right heel. And you can feel that expansion, that lengthening in the right calf muscle all the way from the right shoulder down the side of the body, through the hip, through the leg, into the foot. Inhale, come back into alignment. Lift that right heel up towards the ceiling. Draw the right knee in towards the right shoulder as tightly as you can, and then start with that rotation again. Notice if you're leaning a little from one side to the other. Good, and just feel the lubrication. If there's clicks, little air pockets popping open in there, that's good. That's moving stagnant energy around. Good, one more time. And then on your next rotation, bringing that right knee back down into alignment with the left. Wag your tail from side to side. Now let's really activate the abdominal muscles here. So this time your left heel extends and lifts. Your right arm reaches forwards, palm facing in. Take a full breath in. Exhale, come together, knee to elbow. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Good. Twice more on your breath. Exhale, come together. Dome the back body, and then placing the right hand down and the left knee down, resetting the rectangle beneath you, wagging your tail from side to side. Good. Other side, lengthening that right heel back and lifting the foot. Lengthening the left arm forwards and lifting it, palm facing inwards. Breathe in. Exhale, pull together. Good. Really engage the abdominal muscles as you move through this kind of fire up of the abdominal systems. Remembering that Shakti energy here. So we're really connected from the root chakra. This is really connecting the root with the solar plexus here, like a line of energy from tailbone into abdominal muscles. Can't remember how many I did there. Anyway, let's lower down. I think that might have been a few extra. So good for you. Wag your tail from side to side. Good. Tuck your toes underneath your heels, and we're spreading the fingertips, pushing up through the wrists into the shoulders, and just lifting the knees off of the mat. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. So we're lifting the knees just about an inch off of the mat. If you start to feel that shake almost immediately, like I do, the shaking is good. That's an awakening in the body. One more breath in. And then exhale, lower the knees down to the ground, untuck the toes, wag your tail from side to side. Good. We're going to go one more time with that lift of the knees. You can go up a little higher this time if it serves you. We're going to go for 6 breaths this time. So tuck your toes underneath your heels. Take a full breath in. Exhale, lift the knees off of the ground. Here we go. 6 breaths. Really feel the fire. Really pull the belly in. When you start to feel the mind take over here, then you focus purely on that root energy, swirling around the bottom of the spine. Good. Good. One more full breath in. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes. Wag your tail from side to side. Nice. Good. So we're going with our toes underneath our heels once again, all the way up onto the tippy toes, sending the hips towards the sky, and then exhaling the heels towards the mat. Downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Now just play around in your downward facing dog for a moment or two. Perhaps you pedal the feet out, shift the hips from side to side. Maybe you shake the head, let it go. So we've activated a lot of energy in the lower part of the body. Perhaps some of that energy is now stuck in the shoulders and the neck. So really try to release that a little bit. Good, and then inhale, lift that right leg up and overhead. Turn the hips towards the right, so expose the hips to the right, and then allow that right hip to stack on top of the left. Maybe you let that right ankle come in towards the sacrum. And then really try to angle the shoulders back towards the earth so that the twist is happening in that lower abdomen. And I just realized here that I didn't check the state of the bottom of my feet, so if they're a little filthy, you can just appreciate that I walk around on Mother Earth a lot without any shoes on. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, lift that right leg up high, and then exhale, step that foot through between the hands. So heel lands first, lower the left knee, untuck the left toes, press on the exhale into your lunge. Good. And if your right knee comes beyond the toes of the right foot, you can inch those right toes forwards and just feel the expansion through that left quadricep into the hip. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good. Planting the hands down once again onto the mat. Tuck those left toes, lift the left knee, sweep the right foot back into 3-legged dog, and then exhale, lower the foot back down onto the mat. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Inhale, lift the left leg up high. Exhale, open and expose that left hip. Left hip on top of right hip. Maybe intentionally, not as a reaction, but intentionally that left heel comes in towards the sacrum. So if when you go from down dog up into a twisted hip there and just automatically you let that left ankle connect to the sacrum and there's no thought behind it, maybe this time just go through that transition a little slower and see if that changes the placement of anything. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, lift that left leg up high. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Good. Lower the right knee, untuck the right toes. Breathe in. And exhale, lengthen forwards. Good. Remembering once again, you can inch those left toes forwards if you need a little more room. And just here, as you feel that expansion, Just close the eyes and visualize that length all the way from the tip of that right big toe up through the spine and into the crown of the head. It's kind of a delicious feeling right there, of length. Good, pressing the hands back down to the ground, tucking your toes, lifting your right knee off of the ground, sweeping that left foot back into three-legged dog, and then lowering back down to the ground. Once again, full breath in here. Exhale through the heels. Good, inhale, send your gaze forward through your fingertips. Bend your knees and start to creep the feet forwards towards the heels of the hands. Good, landing with your feet about hips width distance apart. Bringing your fists in between the big toes to measure off that hips width distance. Bending your knees really deeply, settling your belly onto your thighs. Once again, relax through the neck and the shoulders. Allow the energy to complete its journey out of the body, perhaps a sway from side to side. Beautiful, and just once again visualizing that length from the tailbone, almost like a waterfall towards the crown of the head. Imagine water flowing freely from your tailbone all the way down over the crown of your head. Taking your arms, taking them out, clasping your hands behind you, just where the sacrum is. Taking a full breath in here. And exhaling the pinky fingers over the head towards the front of the rib. So a little bit of shoulder expansion here, shoulder strengthening. Good, next, one more full breath in here. And then exhale, lowering the hands down to the ground. Heel toeing the feet closer together, big toes to touch. Bending the knees, pulling the navel in, rolling up through every single vertebrae of the spine. Allowing the head to be the last part of the body to rise. Breathing the hands up and overhead, get long. Feel all of that space you've already created. And then bringing the thumbs down the midline, back into connection, into heart space. Thumbs to sternum. Good. Take a full breath in here. And a full breath out. Good. Moving into sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the hands up and overhead. Exhale, expand wide, float down. Come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Maybe the knees bend here, especially at the beginning of the practice. Maybe they always bend. Bringing the hands onto the shins, lengthening forwards with the crown of the head. Navel engaged, tailbone back, reaching the crown forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit the hips down to rise up, lift. Perfect place to feel that Shakti. Every time you transition from Uttanasana all the way back up into Tadasana, just imagine that Shakti energy shooting back down into the earth. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Here we go. Exhale, energy into the earth. Breathe in, reach high. It pushes you back up and into mountain pose. Good. Again, inhale, reach. Exhale, open fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold it down. Breathe in, dance it high. Exhale, pull it back in. So it's almost like you're playing with this energy. Maybe you even imagine that you're throwing a ball up. All of energy, pulling it back down into the earth. Adding on, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Good, inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, plant your hands this time in 6 inches in front of your feet. Step your right foot to the back of the mat and then follow it with your left. Staying here in your plank posture, so your hips just below whereabouts the line of your heart is. Spreading your fingertips wide, pushing down through the heels of your hands. Good, strong through the belly, strong through the heels, strong through the crown of the head. Full breath in. Exhale, elbows in, lower down to the earth. Good. Untuck your toes. Press the tops of the feet into the earth. Bring your thumbs close to your lower ribs and magnetize your elbows towards one another. Breathe in. Lift up into low cobra. It's a light lift here. We're not going up too high, but we are activating the lower back and the abdomen. Good. So if you feel the feet fly up behind you, press down into the tops of the feet. Imagine someone standing on the soles of your feet there. Good. Full breath in. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, come back into low cobra. Get light on the fingertips this time. Maybe you tent the fingertips. Maybe you even turn the palms face up so the fingertips no longer touch the earth and we're all in our belly and our lower back. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the forehead. Good. Tuck your toes, tone your thighs, lift your knees and your hips off of the ground. Take a full breath in, push into the hands underneath the shoulders now, pressing back up into plank. Exhale, hips over and back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Exhale through the heart and the heels. Good. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or float forwards. Lengthen halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, full Uttanasana. Maybe the hands wrap to pull the body closer. And then a release of energy to rise, reach. And exhale, catch the ball back into the heart space. Good. One breath, one movement. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen out halfway. Exhale, plant your hands down. This time the left foot goes back and the right foot follows into plank. Breathe in, shift forwards to your fingertips. This time exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Flip over the toes, lift the heart space forward and through the gate of the shoulders. Pull the belly in, exhale, up and over, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Maybe there's a jump forwards to the front of the mat. Maybe not. Lift and lengthen, grace and ease here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. One more time with one more option. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Lengthen out halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. This time, maybe you bend your knees and float your feet back with a bend of the elbows as you land. Exhale, lower down. And then you find your flow your way. You can move through the knees. You can take a child's pose at any moment when you need to rest and restore so you don't lose your connection to your breath. Take a full breath in here. And a full breath out. Good. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees and float, or just find your way back to the front of the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. One sun B all the way through, right from the start. Big toes to touch. Little space between the ankles. Sit yourself down. Utkatasana. Good. And then inhale. Reach the arms forwards and up. Chair pose. Good. Nice. And this is I'm going to move to talk to you face on here. This is a noisy posture physically, right? Breathe in. Sit a little lower. Weight goes back over the heels. Toes are light. Good. So in these noisy postures like chair pose, plank, side plank, all of the really active ones, try to find the unity, the stillness, the balance to the noise on the inside. Good. Full breath in. When the mind gets active, sit a little lower. Release the activity, release the story. Focus on that root energy. Find one point of focus to send your breath. Good. Take a full breath in. We're going just a touch lower. Nice. Good. If you want to lift the heels, go ahead. Full breath in. And then activate the energy in the tailbone. Tip forwards, forward fold. Exhale. And there's the striya into the sukha, the energy into the ease. And then feel that elongation through the backs of the legs. Lengthen out halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. And your choice from now on, how you flow through these vinyasas. And maybe you skip some of them out if that serves your body better. There's always that transition straight from plank into down dog available to you. Good. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Exhale, lift the hips, lift the heel, create space to step the foot through in between the hands. Good. Lower that left heel to the earth, square the hips, pull up all the way into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Good, and these warrior postures are beautiful for accessing the Shakti, that grounded Kundalini energy. Because we're just imagining that flow, that fire, earth, air, water, from root all the way down into the earth. And then shooting all the way back up from the spine into the crown of the head and beyond. Take a full breath in here. Exhale, sink a little lower. Good. And whenever I create or participate in a practice focused on this kind of almost like a dancer's energy, I find that the smile on my face just appears out of nowhere. I just start to feel this beautiful aliveness come through the body. Take a full breath in, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, plant your hands down, flip your left heel up. Right goes back to join left, and you flow. Inhale through the heart. Exhale through the hips. Good. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot through heel first. Lower the right heel, square the hips. Lift up, warrior 1 on the other side. Full breath in. Exhale, a little deeper. Nice. Really square those hips. Once again, not a tuck of the tailbone here, but a dropping. Drop anchor in these postures. Drop down through the root. Good. Take a full breath in. Sometimes when we start to get a little more active in our breathing, when we start to get a little breathless, a little out of breath, our breath goes higher. It comes higher up into the chest. It's a little bit like what they tell you to do when you're giving birth. Send everything down low. Your breath into your belly. Everything a little lower down into the body. Full breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, flip your right heel up. Left foot joins right, and we're flowing our way for our body. Good. Take a full breath in here. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or float to the front of your mat. Good. Big toes to touch. Lengthen out. Really lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Sit your hips down back into Utkatasana, chair pose. Travel through. Good. Inhale, reach, straighten. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. And then take one full expansive breath up. And catch that ball of energy back down into the heart. Beautiful. A couple of settling breaths here. Nice. Inhale, reach the hands up and overhead. Exhale, come down into your forward fold. So we're going to go for a Bakasana crow pose together. Now, if crow pose is not in your practice, you're more than welcome to stay right here in your forward fold and work a little bit within that forward fold. So come down with the palms facing to the earth, the feet spread a little wider than hips width distance, and you don't just have to stay in a forward fold while we go somewhere else. You can turn the hands to one side, a little bit of stretch in the IT band, all the way. In fact, everybody might find this enjoyable, all the way to the other side. So you can move around in that forward fold, all the while activating Uddiyana Bandha, pulling up through pelvic floor and perineum and all of that good stuff under there. If you're going a little further, come to the balls of the feet. Turn the eyes, the elbows towards the front of the room and spread the fingertips wide. Start to tilt the elbows in towards the shins, and the knees come towards the armpits. So eventually we're aiming to land our shins right along the backs of our upper arms. The gaze is always forwards. We're always looking where we're going. Eventually those shins settle on the backs of the upper arms, and then it's just simply a case of moving forwards and freeing the feet, bringing the big toes together and lifting the heels up in towards the sacrum. Good. Taking a full breath in here, and then exhale down into your chaturanga, or stepping back into downward facing dog. Good. Take a full breath in here and a full breath out. Nice. Inhale, lift the right leg up and overhead. Exhale, come forwards, bring the knee to the nose, all the way, shoulders over wrists, nose towards knee as well. Inhale, reach up high. And then exhale, use that energy to step the foot through. Good, lower the left knee and tuck the left toes, reaching up into modified crescent. Nice, take a full breath in here, and a full breath out. Good, nice, placing the hands back down onto the mat, tucking the left toes, lifting the left knee. We're going into side plank here, so we're pressing down into that left hand. We're lowering the left heel. We're stepping that right ankle on top of the left ankle and reaching the right arm up and overhead. Take a full breath in, and then exhale, lowering that right hand to the ground and rinsing through, washing away, back up into downward facing dog. Good, second side, lift the left leg up high. Exhale, step that foot through between the hands. Lower the right knee, untuck the right toes. Press through that rooted area, through the pelvis, through the sitting bones, into crescent lunge. Take a full breath in here, and a full breath out. Nice, lowering the hands back down to the mat, tucking the right toes, lifting the right knee, pressing into the right hand, lowering the right heel, stepping that left foot on top of the right foot, lifting the left arm up and overhead. Good, breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale, lowering back into plank and through and up into downward facing dog. Good, full breath in here. Full breath out. Nice, breathe in, reach the right leg up and overhead. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. This time we're rising up. Lower the left heel. Lift on up into Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, exhale, open out, Warrior 2. Nice, full breath in, energy from fingertip to fingertip. Good, full breath in. Full breath out, sink a little deeper. Nice, inhale, send that left hand around the lower back. Reach up through your right fingertips, all the way into reverse warrior. Take a full breath in here. And then exhale, we're coming down into Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon. So you're welcome to use your blocks here if they serve you. Good. Flexing that left heel, drawing the left toes towards the left knee. And if you take a wobble, use it as an opportunity to come back. Good, navel in, breathe in. Exhale, bend the right knee, reach and reverse. And then exhale, windmill. Plant the hands, lift the left heel, step that right foot back into downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good, left side, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. Lower the right heel, square the hips, rise up. Exhale, open out, Warrior 2. Nice, drop the right hip. A lot of length, all the way down, root the body, and then rise through the spine. Good, that right hand behind the lower back, reach and reverse. Beautiful, breath through the left side body. Nice, one more inhale here. And then exhale, come forwards, reaching for the block or the earth. Into Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon on the other side. Draw the left toe towards, the right toe, towards the right knee. Just accepting whatever your balancing equation is today. Beautiful. One more full breath in, length through both sides of the body. And then exhale, step that right foot back, reverse. Exhale, windmill. Plant your hands down, lift the right heel. Step that left foot back to join the right. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, lower to the earth. Open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, full breath in, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or float forwards. Lengthen out, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up and overhead. Then bring your hands back down into the center of the body. Good. Let's flow one more time. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, plant the hands down to the ground, separate the feet. We're going into our Bakasana crow pose one more time. So come onto the balls of the feet. Eyes of the elbows face forward, spread the fingers. Bring the knees in towards the armpits and the elbows towards the shins. Gaze forward. Shift, shift, and lift. Good. 2 breaths here. And on your next exhale, find your way into your flow. Good. Take a full breath in. Then a full breath out in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up high. Exhale, step that right foot forwards through between the hands. Lower the left knee, untuck the left toes. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Exhale, lower the hands down, tuck the toes, lift the left knee. We're rotating to the left with the ankle, lifting that right foot on top of the left. Vishistasana side plank, full breath in. Exhale, lower the hand, breathe and flow. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Good, inhale, lift the left leg up high. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. Lower the right knee, untuck the right toes. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Lower the right ankle to the right. Left foot on top of right, lift up. Remembering that underneath knee, that bottom knee can always come down to the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. All the way through. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot forwards and through. We're going up. Lower the left heel. Rise up. Warrior 1. Exhale, spread open. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. And then use all of that energy that you've created in the lower abdomen to just float into Adho Chandrasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, step back, reverse. Lower the hands. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift the left leg up high. Exhale, lift the hips to step the foot through. Lower the right heel. Rise up. Exhale, open out. Nice. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, here we go, forward. Maybe you don't need the block or the floor this time. You can go right into your balance. Good. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, step back, reverse. Good, and lowering the hands down to the ground. We're hanging out in plank here. Join me, left foot goes to the right. Roll both of the ankles to the right. 3 breaths, Vishistasana. Good, lower that left hand to the ground. Take a full breath in here. A full breath out. Roll the ankles to the left. Lift the right arm up and overhead. Maybe you even are able to lift that right foot off of the left. Find your power, find your strength. Breathe in. Exhale, lower that right hand to the ground and then lower the whole body to the earth. Good. Woo. That was a hard one. Then lower the right cheek to the floor. Relax the arms. And that beating of your heart that you can feel, that pounding that I'm assuming you can feel. I certainly can. That's the pulse of your Shakti, the hum of Mother Earth. The beat of the drum that Pachamama strikes for us. Just allow your whole body to sink into the earth. You are of it. You will return to it. It is one of our greatest joys to be able to connect to it while we are here. And you can flip your cheek to the other side. When you're ready, feel free to just gently peel yourself off the mat. Bring the big toes to touch, take the knees wide, and connect your hips down to or towards your heels. Come into a gentle child's pose, a balasana, just to gradually start to awaken once again. And we're going to move into just a couple of hip opening postures. We've worked a lot with the root chakra. We've worked a whole heck of a lot with the solar plexus chakra, and those two are firm and grounded now. And we're going to fill in with the sacral chakra with the lengthening of the hips, just to really fully, if you can kind of visualize that whole lower chakra area really energized and activated. So we're going to come into our setup for pigeon. So you can either take yourself up into a downward facing dog if that feels good, or you can stay on your hands and your knees and just bring that right foot forward. But we're moving that right foot and knee into our pigeon posture. So the right knee comes and lands somewhere behind the right wrist, and then the right ankle lands somewhere behind the left wrist. What I see a lot of that I don't want to see is this shift manually, this crank of the left foot forwards to align the shin with the front of the mat. That is the goal, I guess, if we have goals in yoga. That's the traditional alignment. That doesn't happen in everybody's body, and it's more damaging to kind of crank the knee into that position before it's ready. So if the left ankle falls somewhere underneath the left hip, that's absolutely fine too. So bring yourself into your pigeon alignment, lengthen the left toes towards the back of the mat, and we're going to give you a few options here. So lengthen up. Your first option is simply to stay in pigeon. You can stay lifted until we all go down into the humble version. If you would like to lengthen and test out the quadricep length a little more on that left leg, you can start to fold that left ankle in towards your sacrum. Maybe you even reach around with the left hand and grab a hold of the left foot around the top of the foot. Good. Nice. Take a full breath in. And on the exhale, just see if it comes a little closer. And I'm working my way back into my practice postpartum, but if you are there a little sooner than I am, you might even start to work that ankle into the crook of your left elbow. And you can kind of wrap that arm around the left foot. And then maybe, just maybe, this right arm comes off the ground, reaches over the head, and the two hands connect. You can see the growth and expansion. Try to make sure, if that's happening, that you're not pushing your head forwards with that right hand. It comes over the top and it reaches, and if it doesn't reach, it doesn't matter. Take a full breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to release. We're going to try not to slingshot that left foot to the ground. Turn back into your pigeon posture. Take a full breath in here. And then exhale, we're going to lower forwards with the belly, and then the chest, and finally the forehead. If you have a lot of space underneath that right hip, you know by now, or if you're new here, you can grab hold of a block or a blanket to support that right hip so that they stay in alignment. And then maybe a block underneath the forehead to support the release of the upper back and the shoulders. And we're going to stay here for about a minute or so. So as we move into this more yin posture, we also move into some work inside the mind, to stay present, to stay with the breath. Once we've moved through a Vinyasa Flow practice, as we slow down, cool down, and become more reflective, sometimes our little mind pipes up with the criticisms, with the what ifs and the should haves. And we simply breathe through those very human responses. Connect back into the body, into the earth, into the Shakti. One more full breath in here. And an exhale. Walking the hands back up towards the shins, tucking the left toes, lifting the left knee, and we're going to scoot ourselves back either into tabletop or downward facing dog, and take a full breath in here and a full breath out, and just take a moment to notice the difference in the aliveness, the energy in that right leg. Mine feels a little tingly, it feels stretched, it feels longer, a little more sensation. Good. And then we're coming forward with the left knee. So same thing here, left knee behind left wrist, right ankle somewhere behind right wrist. Walking those right toes towards the back of the mat. Good. And just taking a few moments to settle into your posture on this side. Remembering there's two sides to every story, so making sure that we're not expecting the same shape or the same approach to our posture, our extension on the other side. And then maybe we lift that right ankle in towards the sacrum. Maybe we reach for the right foot with the right hand. Always remembering to stay rooted through the sacrum and to rise through the spine. And you can remember those extensions as well by inching that right foot in towards the right elbow, wrapping the arm around, and maybe that left hand comes up and over and connects with the right hand. And when those two things are connected, this is mermaid posture. And remembering not to bow the head, not to collapse in the chest. Everything stays awake and alive. Good. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Nice. That left hand comes back down. If it's lifted, we gently release that right foot to the mat. Coming back into alignment. Our posture on this side may be different. Maybe on the other side you didn't need that block to support your left hip. Maybe on this side you do. Take a breath in. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. And once again, back into the stillness. And taking a full breath in here. And a full breath out. And then gently walking the hands back towards that left shin. Maybe moving any blocks or blankets or bolsters that you have supporting your shape. Sitting yourself all the way down onto that left hip. Swinging the legs around to the front of the mat. And then having beside you any of your props that you require for your Shavasana. We're heading down that way now. Soles of the feet to the mat, reaching the arms forwards, palms facing inwards, fingers spread wide. Activity through all the parts of the body, just as we began. So we end. Exhale, lowering yourself all the way onto your back, drawing your knees into your chest. A little rock and roll from side to side to massage out the lower back. Maybe drawing circles on the ceiling or the sky with your knees. And then drawing the knees to the armpits, reaching for the outsoles or the insoles of the feet, taking on that really vulnerable opening posture, and on the Balasana, happy baby. Our last really root chakra connectivity posture. That was a sentence. This posture really, really rooted in that lower part of the body. Feel the length of the spine, the tailbone connected to the earth as you open the hips. And then take a full breath in here to gather everything together. And on the exhale, sending the heels to the front of the mat, you're moving into your Shavasana. I'm going to take my bolster here, maneuver it dexterously with my feet into position underneath my knees. Make sure your clothes are adjusted, you've wiped sweat, there's nothing on the periphery of your body that's going to distract you from your repose. And then allow your breath to return to a comfortable and natural rhythm. Acknowledge and be aware of any sensations, and then allow your attention to drift away from them and inside into that fire, that earth, that air, that water that you have awoken within you. And let it dance its way into the deepest crevices of your soul as you take your Shavasana. pulse of your heartbeat. Allow it to become a flicker in the fingers and the toes. Let that movement grow a little, stretching, reaching, once again, enlivening the body. And when you're ready, curling into either the left or the right side, and finding your fetal position. We can either surrender to the same mysterious feminine force, the Shakti, that controls the spinning of the planets, the tides, and the seasons, or we can continue to struggle and fight and rely on our own separate strength. The choice is ours. Gently using the strength in your top arm to lift yourself into a seated position, facing the front of your mat. Drawing your hands into the center of your beautiful heart. Drawing your thumbs to your third eye in recognition that your knowledge is your power. Thumbs to the lips in recognition that your words have impact. And recognition as you draw your thumbs into your heart space that you are capable of love for all beings, all of those around you, no matter how different or difficult they might be. Gratitude for the teachings and the practice and the light that shines from each of you. Thank you for joining me on your mat today. Namaste.